Hey guys, how's it going? Now the OnePlus 9 Pro is finally in the house, and judging by the specs and the price, it is definitely a flagship. But what about the Hasselblad camera? Can OnePlus finally compete with the best of the best? Well, I decided to test it, so here's the OnePlus 9 Pro's camera against the Samsung Galaxy S21 Plus. This is Varun from Guiding Tech, and let's find out which camera comes out on the top. Let's get started. Okay, so I want to kick things off with some low light photography first. In this first shot, you can see that even in the normal mode, the OnePlus 9 Pro allows for more light to enter the sensor, thus shooting a brighter shot with also far more accurate colors. The S21 Plus on the other hand has a lot of noise and struggles with lighting up the ground. Switching to the night mode, and while the S21 does manage to get some ground coverage, the 9 Pro is just miles ahead in terms of the subjects being highlighted. Look at the tree in the top of the frame. The OnePlus shot has better illumination, negligible noise, and manages to capture the warmth of the light better than the S21 Plus. In this next frame, once again you can see that the 9 Pro's default mode in itself is enough to crush the competition. It's brighter, has better colors, and very low noise. Turn the night mode on and you'll notice that Samsung's shot improves tremendously but still falls behind the OnePlus 9 Pro's balance of details and colors. And the story carries forward in multiple other shots that I clicked as well. The normal mode on the OnePlus 9 Pro is enough to beat the S21 Plus in low light camera, and with the night mode turned on, it just takes a massive lead. The 9 Pro captures in more light, has better details, very low noise, and is really just very good. The S21 Plus struggles to light up the subjects and usually has a lot of noise. Well, that was the low light comparison, but how do both of these phones fare in daylight shots? We'll take a look, but before we get to that, I just want to highlight that whatever you're watching right now is purely my unbiased analysis of both the cameras. See, all our reviews and comparisons on Guiding Tech are never sponsored in any manner whatsoever. In fact, for camera comparisons, we even give a direct download link to all of the images straight from the smartphones. So you can download them, analyze them for yourself, and judge on your own basis as well. This video is just me analyzing both the smartphone cameras in basis of the shots that I took. Anyway, let's move on with the video. Now, it's no surprise that Samsung prefers to saturate its images, and the results here showcase just the same. In this shot, you can see how Samsung tends to slightly saturate the greens and add a bit of contrast to the sky as well. In comparison, OnePlus has gone for a neutral tone that's closer to what you see with your eyes. Which color tuning you like is completely up to you, but for what it's worth, they're both excellent shots. Now, one advantage that Samsung has usually had in comparison to other phones is just how good its HDR performance is. Interestingly, the OnePlus 9 Pro manages to go head to head with the S21 Plus in that aspect. As you can see, the lamppost here is very well balanced, the slight green leaves are exposed nicely, and both the phones manage to control the sun's light really well. The only difference here, once again, is in terms of that color profile. And that's pretty much how the story goes, When it comes to details and structure, the OnePlus 9 Pro has ever so slightly better details, but that's only when you pixel peep into the shots. Other than that, the only difference here seems to be in terms of color profiles. If you like saturated shots, you would love the results that Samsung produces. If you like to capture color neutral shots and then fine tune them as per your needs, the OnePlus 9 Pro will suit your liking. Now, both the phones come with their own telephoto lenses, though OnePlus 9 Pro has a 3x optical zoom, while the S21 Plus has a 3x hybrid zoom. Does this make a difference? Well, in this first frame, as it is, when you zoom into the frame, you can see that while both the images look mostly similar, OnePlus does manage to get better details. The colors on the taillights of the cars are saturated on the S21 Plus, but to an extent where it will definitely look appealing to some users. In this next frame, while the normal shot looks similar, there is a stark difference in the telephoto lens. And this is exactly where Samsung shines, HDR. While we saw OnePlus keep up with the S21 in terms of normal HDR shots, the telephoto lens on the 9 Pro does not have the same level of HDR performance, which gives Samsung the edge here. Now, credit where credit is due, OnePlus still has more details here, but if I had to pick one image here, undoubtedly it would be the S21 Plus's shot. Moving on to ultra-wide sensors, one thing to note is that the S21 Plus uses software tricks to eliminate the fisheye effect, while the OnePlus 9 Pro has actual hardware to eliminate it. However, when you look at the actual results, I doubt how many of you would be able to spot the differences. It's literally only when you pixel peep a lot that you will be able to spot the differences. That said, it's obvious that once you do go to that level, the OnePlus 9 Pro does come out on top. Some of you like to see how ultrawide sensors perform in landscape mode, and even then I would argue that the actual difference is of very fine margins. While the normal mode shots look similar, the ultrawide shot does look ever so slightly better on the 9 Pro. That being said, more than the so-called fisheye effect elimination, I would like to give credit to OnePlus for how it has managed to keep details intact even in the ultrawide mode, especially around the edges. Moving on to human shots, I am so grateful to Hasselblad for teaching OnePlus how to remove the reddish tint all their cameras have had on human subjects. Seriously, the OnePlus's human shot looks far more natural now as compared to its predecessors. That being said, against the S21 Plus, I would argue that it has a lot of contrast in the image that does not look natural, which is kinda disappointing, considering everything else is color accurate. I think I would still pick the 9 Pro shot here as it is not that saturated and has the edge in terms of details. As for portraits, both the phones allow you to use the primary as well as the telephoto lens for portrait modes. I'll let you guys be the judge here on which result you fancy more, but personally all I can say is that telephoto portraits are easily far better than normal portraits, and that is a fact. Next up we have videos, so go ahead and take a look.
Alright, so we have the super steady mode turned on both the devices, and one thing that I want you to notice is the smoothness on the S21 Plus, which is unmatched by that of the 9 Pro. I mean, the 9 Pro has a very massive delay, making use of that OIS stabilization format. So you can see I'm panning the camera around and the footage just looks very choppy on the 9 Pro, while it looks far more stable and smoother on the Galaxy S21 Plus. So now we're recording 1080p 60 fps, zero stabilization modes whatsoever turned on either phones. S21 Plus on my left and the OnePlus 9 Pro on my right. And now the footage, if you compare, is smooth on both the phones, though I'd say that it's very slightly better. Like, look at this lag on the S21 Plus, at least this is what I'm experiencing while recording, but it's not present on the 9 Pro right now. So yeah, I mean, if you have the stability modes turned on, the Samsung performs better, but in the normal mode, the OnePlus is doing a better job. Also, I'll have to view it on my PC once I get back home, but right now the frame in front of me, I think the OnePlus 9 Pro is doing a better HDR here. And I'll pan the camera around once again. You can see, I mean, I'll let you guys be the judge on which phone does a better HDR job, so you can see for yourself. We're recording selfie footage from the Galaxy S21 Plus is on the left and the OnePlus 9 Pro which is on my right. I literally had to isolate myself just so I could take off the mask, because trust me guys, you need to wear that mask. Yeah, it's tough times already. Don't be stupid. Please wear a mask even if you get your vaccinations. But anyway, on the comparison, and you can get an idea of which phone is doing a better job. Oh my god. As much as OnePlus has improved the rear camera, the front camera is just utter, I don't want to say a bad word, but let's be realistic, the front camera is looking very bad. The colors are very off the mark. I mean, my red t-shirt has been turned into magenta. My skin tones are looking very absurd. The red brick building on my back, well, I mean, it is red brick, but it's looking very bad on the OnePlus 9 Pro. The Galaxy S21, which we pointed out in our previous Samsung S21 series comparisons as well. Yeah, but Samsung has worked very hard on working on the selfie camera, and that completely shows. I mean, the selfie footage here looks so damn crisp. The colors are so good. My t-shirt is looking slightly warmer, I'll admit that, but it's still not as bad as the OnePlus 9 Pro makes it look.
Finally, coming to selfies, while the OnePlus 9 Pro loses hard in terms of selfie video, it does put up a fair fight in terms of still photos. It's not much, however, and I would say that the S21 Plus easily wins this bout as well. Normal stills are more detailed, have a better color contrast, and are much sharper. The only advantage that the 9 Pro has is in terms of portrait, because while the edge detection is at par, the background bokeh on the 9 Pro looks slightly more natural. Interestingly, one thing that I would like to highlight is that the selfie camera on the OnePlus 9 Pro can only shoot in 1080p, 30 fps or 60 fps. It does not allow you to shoot in 4K resolution, which is a massive bummer considering, well, it is a flagship phone. It seems like OnePlus has focused primarily on the rear camera, and while that shows, the selfie camera hasn't been worked on and still needs some effort from Hasselblad. So yeah. So who's the winner here? Well, until unless you are very specific on relying on a selfie camera, the OnePlus 9 Pro easily manages to outshine the Galaxy S21 Plus. Now, there are instances where the S21 Plus is slightly better, but I would argue that I would anyway pick up the OnePlus 9 Pro. Keep in mind that the 9 Pro's base variant is still 17,000 rupees cheaper than the Galaxy S21 Plus's basic variant. So that is a big difference of 17,000 that the OnePlus 9 Pro easily manages to justify with its camera performance. Now, does that price cap justify the lack of a good selfie camera? Obviously no. I mean, I have seen smartphones in the 20 to 30,000 range that perform far better than what OnePlus is producing right now. In fact, the OnePlus Nord has better selfie cameras than the OnePlus 9 Pro. So that is a big bummer. That said, if rear cameras are your primary need, the OnePlus 9 Pro easily manages to beat the Galaxy S21 with ease. Now, here's the thing about that. As a reviewer, I can only judge based on certain parameters. So when I say that the OnePlus 9 Pro manages to beat the Galaxy S21, details and everything is one thing, but color accuracy is something that I am primarily focused on. So when it comes to color accuracy, yes, the OnePlus 9 Pro is better than the S21 Plus. That being said, a lot of consumers out there, well, they do prefer saturated shots. It makes the whole task of sharing images a lot easier. The saturation on Samsung devices is, well, not as oversaturated as it used to be. Right now it's quite subtle and does make the image look very poppy, very punchy, very vibrant. So if that is the kind of result that you're looking for, I think you would be better off investing in the Galaxy S21 Plus because that gives out camera results which are, well, social media ready. If you're someone like me who likes to process their images manually, go into Snapseed or any photo editor of your choice, Lightroom or anything like that, and apply effects, color tune it as per your own personal needs, the OnePlus 9 Pro is the way to go. Now, while we're on the topic of getting a phone, let me tell you a simple way in which you can score a great deal on the OnePlus 9 Pro. You see, OnePlus 9 Pro is an Amazon exclusive. And you know what else Amazon offers? The Amazon Pay ICICI Bank credit card. Honestly, it's a great way to save every time you pay on Amazon.in or other apps, sites, and in stores. This card is absolutely free with no joining or annual fees. There are no limits on rewards for this credit card and no expiry date on rewards. Now, Prime members can use the Amazon Pay ICICI Bank credit card to buy the OnePlus 9 Pro and will get 5% reward points in the form of Amazon Pay balance, while the non-Prime members will get 3%. So if you're a Prime member, you will get approximately Rs 3,500 back in the form of Amazon Pay balance when you buy the smartphone. Now you can use this cashback for shopping on Amazon.in or use it for Swiggy or Uber payments, recharge your phones, pay your electricity bills and whatnot. The card is absolutely free and you can apply for it from your home itself. I mean, the KYC and all the process can be done from your home itself virtually online, so no hassles whatsoever. Honestly, I've been using this card for getting offers and deals and saving up on my purchases regardless of whether there's another offer going on or not because I still have that 5% cashback. So yeah, if you are interested in buying the OnePlus 9 Pro, make sure to check out the Amazon Pay ICICI Bank credit card from the links down below. And well, that was it. If you like this video, make sure to let us know by giving us a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel for more awesome tech content. Also, speaking of color accuracy, we all know that the most color accurate smartphone out there is the iPhone 12 Pro Max. But how does it fare against the OnePlus 9 Pro? Well, this is the 12 Pro Max and we have a camera comparison for this coming very soon. So make sure that you're subscribed and you have that bell icon turned on so that you do not miss a notification for the same. Till then, this is One from Guiding Tech and I'll see you in the next one.